What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Fight Network's downtown offices. I am John Ramdeen alongside Robin Black. Coming up, I guess it's today happening, UFC 207, the return of Ronda Rousey. We saw her at the weigh-ins. She looked phenomenal. Apparently a whole bunch of money has come in on the former women's 135-pound champion. What did you make of Ronda Rousey?
Hey man, if having a muscular back is going to make you the world champion, then she is already the world champion. Never looked better. And what do we know from that? Well, the only thing we know is she worked really, really, really hard. And Ronda Rousey working really, really, really hard is something to be excited to see. You know, we don't know what she's been doing. We don't know where her improvements have been at. We don't know what tactics she's going to use. We don't know how she's changed. But what we do know is this woman has worked her butt off. She's in the best shape she's ever been in from a physical perspective, and it's going to be really exciting to see her get in there.
But Robin, isn't this a prerequisite when it comes to athletes and their performance, control the things that you control? 100% her fitness is in her hands. She has to be sure that she is able to go a full 25 minutes at a rapid pace. So you have to take control of a situation like that.
How Johnny Hendricks looked to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? These are humans. These are humans. Johnny Hendricks had to make weight. He didn't make weight. All of these people are people, pushed, motivated at the highest level that they can achieve. And they're trying to take whatever their maximum level of work is and push it even further. They're trying to take their maximum capacity of what they can accomplish and raise that maximum capacity. That's what they're doing. Looks like Ronda has done that. Amanda Nunes has never been a bodybuilder. She looks in shape, et cetera, et cetera. And as we know, the person in the best shape doesn't always win. It comes down to skills, mentality, tactics, game plan, everything. All of it comes into play. But the first thing that we've seen is evidence that Ronda Rousey has been working like a machine.
Do you believe that Amanda Nunes and her team have utilized, or they're taken some of the strategy that Holly Holm utilized in her fight with Ronda Rousey, and will they incorporate that into Amanda Nunes' game? The goal, strike from the outside, constantly move. Do not allow Ronda Rousey to trap you, to get a hold of your hips or to get a hold of your upper body. Make her pay and move.
Definitely, when somebody has only lost one time and there is a sort of a blueprint from that time, you would be wise to take some of that into account. The first thing that you have to look at with that is that Holly Holm's ability to put that together. That isn't just, here's our game plan, it's A, B, C, D, and E, and we will do it. And now if you or I go and do A, B, C, D, or E, we too will beat Ronda Rousey. You have to have the skills, the attributes, the experience, the timing, the fitness. It's a spider web of things to make this happen. It's that something people often misunderstand. They're like, oh, the game plan is there. The game plan is there, but to be able to execute it requires perfect focus, just the right skills, just the right physicality, just the right experience. And Amanda Nunes will have had to work really hard to try to get to the level that Holly Holm was when she did that. Meanwhile, Ronda will be improving the ability to stop you from doing those things, improving the ability to get to you, improving the ability that all of the things that are necessary, closing distance, understanding range, all the things that are necessary, she's raising those things. So Amanda Nunes trying to become the picture that Holly Holm had created, and Ronda Rousey also trying to prevent that from happening over that year. This morning my wife said to me, are you excited about this? She knows the answer. I'm excited about every fight. I'm a dork. Every single fight I am pumped for. But I'm really excited for this fight. I'm really excited. We don't know. Ronda Rousey not being put through the ringer, not seeing her, not all of a sudden there she is, and she looks confident, she looks like she feels good, looks like she wants to be there. She's in physically great shape. And all of a sudden my mind snapped back to you in my kitchen when we watched Sarah Kaufman fighting Ronda Rousey, and we were sure Sarah had, because we know how good Sarah Kaufman truly is as a martial artist and a combat sportswoman. And we knew she would beat Ronda Rousey. Rousey's just a judo player with an armbar. She's never fought anyone like Sarah Kaufman. And it happened so fast. And all of a sudden, on Maury Povich, when all of a sudden, you are not the father. And they're just running around the place like that. That's how we were in my kitchen. We just couldn't believe it. And I'm ready to see that kind of happen again. I can see that happening. I can see her coming out there and obliterating this woman. I can also see her coming out there, finding out that maybe she actually hasn't improved those areas. The coaching staff hasn't been able to make her do that, and slowly see Amanda Nunes pick her apart over a round or two until she finishes her. I don't know.
Yeah. Do you believe that Amanda Nunes is going to fear some of the areas that we've seen Ronda Rousey excel in, or does she go right after it, just like we saw with Gunnar Nelson? It's like, you know what? I don't fear Damian Maia's jiu-jitsu game. I'm going to go right into the lion's den. Do you believe Amanda Nunes is going to do that, or does she believe that's just like Stephen Thompson? In order for you guys to get me to the ground, you have to get a hold of me. You're just not getting a hold of me.
That's our best bet. That is our best bet. We don't let her get a hold of us. But we're going to build. If we're Mike Brown and we're everybody else and we're preparing for this monster here, especially her at her best, we don't want to get here. Amanda Nunes is a fantastic grappler, a fantastic jiu-jitsu player, submission artist, all of those things. But this woman's been doing this since she was 3-4 years old. And there's no amount of training or preparation that will overcompensate, make you catch up to her abilities in that area. So let's not get there if we're Amanda, if we're Mike Brown, if we're the people in her team. We're trying to put that together. But a lot of people tried that. You know, the game gets more complicated. The coaches get more complex in what they can do. The fighters get more complex in what they can do, and our understanding grows exponentially with the sport. Remember the time where somebody would say, what's the key to victory? And you go, keep it standing. That's not actually anything. That's something that would be great in a dream, but you have to be able to do that. You have to be able to stop her. But step one, Holly Holm stopped her at step one through most of that fight. Step one for Ronda to get a hold of you, she must pass through this range. Holly, most of the fight, was able to stop her from accomplishing step one.
One of the things we're talking about is, especially in the co-main event, that Cody Garbrandt, the way that he's going to be able to win this fight against Dominic Cruz is if he can showcase his punching power, if he can land on the chin. That's all they've talked about. Nobody's talking about other strategies for Cody Garbrandt. What happens if Ronda Rousey can't execute the strategy that we've seen her execute many, many times and be successful? Is there a plan B? Is there a second and third game plan? Or is it, this is what's worked, we're going to go for it, and we believe that it's going to work against Amanda Nunes? What happens if it doesn't?
We're definitely going to dig into that Cody Garbrandt and Dom fight one more time on another piece. So I'm excited to dig into that even more. I'm excited about that fight too, man. But, we've seen Ronda. It was armbar. And then all of a sudden I'm kneeing an Olympic silver medalist in the sternum and hitting her to the body till she can't move. And then I'm standing with a striker who knocked people out and standing in the pocket until she falls down. I mean, yeah, look, she has put together other things. But because she started to believe in these things, look at that knee. That woman was unconscious, Alex, before she even threw her. That wrestler right there, armored up body from a lifetime of wrestling, and she put her down. She has those abilities. I think the thing against Holly Holm is she forgot to keep the anchor of what the game was. Those things worked because you feared her body lock or an overhook or any type of grappling position standing because you feared what would happen when it got to the ground. That allowed her to do that. Then she started to believe the stories that were being told by others and her own coach and her own mind even, that I can beat these people anywhere. You're Ronda Rousey, you have the best armbar in the women's history and possibly for many years to come. You have the best judo that we've ever seen in women's mixed martial arts, and you have a ferocious mindset. That's what you should be doing. If and when somebody stops you, that's when we're going to go to the knees. That's when we're going to go to the striking. That's when we're going to put it to the fence.
What do you believe is happening for these two athletes today? We've heard Amanda Nunes. She's just thrilled that she got a chance to fight for a UFC championship and become a UFC champion. She says that she's at peace. I don't know if that's a good sign, considering that a lot of these fighters that stay at the top of the mountain remain hungry.
Yeah.
I'm not a champion. Instead, she seemed to accept the fact that, I've already reached my goals in mixed martial arts. For Ronda Rousey, of course, this is a huge return for her. All the eyeballs are going to be on Ronda Rousey. And in the last few hours before these two fighters get inside of the cage, what do you believe they're doing right now?
Yeah, I mean, in the hours before, it's about peace and it's about rest and it's about, dealing with the realities of the demons that come into your mind when you're about to go and
why am I doing this?
Yeah, you're going to fight a professional athlete in an unforgiving environment in the middle as 1.5 million people watch you, and that you will be defined by the consequences and outcome of tonight. If you're fighting, I hope you didn't just hear that, because that's the kind of stuff you don't want to be. It's real. You accept it, and you got to move on. Ronda Rousey we don't know what she's done mentally. She could have had the best mental coaches in the world, Olympic level, the best mental coaches from the worlds of tennis or golf or anything, and they are all relevant. It's about performance. I don't like hearing a fighter say, I've done what I came to do in Amanda Nunes. I've seen fighters sign a UFC contract and say, my dreams have come true, I've made it, and then lose every fight. We've seen Miesha Tate feels so great about winning it and then never win a fight again and retire. We've seen this often. It's not the mindset that's preferred. The mindset that's preferred, like you said, hungry. Max Holloway's got it down to a science right now. I'm an 0-0 fighter trying to become a 1-0 fighter. And then the day after you win that fight or that belt, you pat yourself on the back, maybe you get drunk or whatever your thing is with your friends, you enjoy New Year's Eve, and by mid next week, I'm an 0-0 fighter again trying to become a 1-0. That is the preferred mindset.
Do you believe this is a must-win situation if you were Ronda Rousey? You haven't been inside the cage for a long time. You're in the spotlight. Everybody is talking about you. It's a whole lot of pressure. In order for her to progress in her mixed martial arts career, clearly the goal is to be the best martial artist humanly possible, considering when she started this game, there was no way that she could have anticipated, or her team, that she would achieve the level of success and acclaim and fame and all the financial windfall that goes with that. When you look at Ronda Rousey, is this one of those scenarios that she 100% has to win in order for her to progress as a fighter?
The truth is no. Yeah. She doesn't really need to win to progress as a fighter. She can be in better shape than she's ever been, be sharper than she's ever been, come out with the perfect mindset and slip on a banana peel, metaphorically speaking, which happens, and come out of there going, I know I'm a better martial artist. Yeah. I know I've learned so much about myself and my progress. I don't care how the world is going to react to this. I'm going to keep progressing. But she needs to know that reality. That's the truth. There's no such thing as a must win. It doesn't exist. What there is I must perform to the very best of my abilities. I must have the perfect performance for me on the night. That's what you want to go in with.
It is one of the most highly anticipated returns in mixed martial arts. It all goes down tonight. Ronda Rousey looking to reclaim her 135-pound championship at UFC 207 when she takes on Amanda Nunes.